Welcome to Tracy's Relax and Enjoy.
Hope everyone is doing good. This is Tracy, Passionately Intrigued Arts. And I have a couple of custom glasses that I have been requested to do. The first one is for a member of the Elks Lodge here in our local town. And so I've started it out with a silver base spray paint. And so I'm going to spray paint over the top of this in the purple. This is the colors of the elks here in town. And when I do that, you'll see that the chrome will be on the inside of the cup. So I'll turn it back so you can see. I've got it on a Lazy Susie here in my paint station, my paint pool. I'm just going to spray lightly and turn it as I go until I have it fully covered. I'll let this dry, and I might need one more coat, but it doesn't look like it right now, but we'll see once it dries. It's a really beautiful purple color. So move this one out of the way so it can dry. Okay, the glass is dry, and I didn't put another coat. I kind of like the way that's looking. It doesn't really matter because I think I'm going to glitter this cup, but I just wanted you to see the inside, if you can see that. I don't know if the light is good or not. So the inside is silver. So I'm just going to clean up this brim here with some alcohol and a piece of a coffee filter to get any paint that's right here on the top to get it off. So I have a what is this thing called? A Turner wand for my Turner tumbler, and I've attached it to the Turner cup foam, and then I've just covered it with some plastic to prevent it from sticking when I apply the epoxy. And this first coat that I'm going to apply, I'm going to use some glitter with UV resin. So I want to get this in here without breaking the glass. So I just squeeze on the bottom of the foam until I get it down in here. And you do it gently so that you don't break your glass, because you can break your glass. That's in there pretty good. It's not going to go anywhere. It's pretty secure. So I'm going to set this aside for a moment and mix up my UV resin. And I have this white glitter. It is Recollections, and it's called Snow. So it's kind of like an iridescent white. I just want to give the cup a bling, a sheen, a shine. I didn't want to use purple because the cup is already purple. So I have some UV resin in here, but I'm going to put some of this glitter in here first and mix it up. I won't need a lot. Do a little bit at a time. Mix that in. I've added a little bit more UV resin and a little bit more of the glitter. It's an ultra fine glitter. So let me set up my tumbler turner. Just screw this on the end. Okay, let's turn it on. There we go. All right, I'm going to use a firm paintbrush with this UV resin to start adding it to the cup, the glass. And once I have it completely on here, I will probably use my gloved hand to smooth it. This first coat or two will be with the UV resin, and then my last coat or two will be with epoxy resin to seal in everything. After I get this totally coated and smoothed out, I'll set my UV light up some type of way to cure this first coat. And then I'll add another coat. Just going around the rim right now. And now I want to go down this stem. I don't have much left in here. I just want to use it all. No sense in wasting UV resin. It costs too much. I'm just going to take a gloved hand and smooth it to make sure I have full coverage. Okay, that's pretty good. Now I'm going to get out my UV lamp. I'm going to balance this so that it's turning correctly and get my UV lamp out and start to cure this. I want to get the little bubbles out. So I'll just hit this with my torch a little bit to try to get these tiny air bubbles out of the UV resin. Then what I'm going to do for right now, I prop this up a little bit so that it's kind of even. But what I'm going to do is take my UV light, and mine will go for 2 minutes. I believe it's 2 minutes. And I'm going to put it upside down on here and let that go for a little while, cure it a little bit. And then I'm going to try and figure out, I'm going to put something up tall and turn this over the other way, like 2 cups or something, and balance it on there while this turns to cure the UV resin. And then I'll move it down to this end and do the same thing and cure this side. Got a little more rigging going on here with a UV lamp underneath and this one on top. I'll do this alternating for 4, 5, 6 minutes just to make sure it's all cured before I start the next coat. It's cured to touch in this area. Just getting the stem and the base cured now. I decided to put some more UV resin on this base part, and I'm going to use this purple glitter to cover it up. And I just want it on this base part. And I'm going to take a gloved hand, press it into the resin. Now before I cure this resin, I'm going to try and clean it up a little bit with some alcohol and a paintbrush. Get this glitter off right here. Just trying to make it even without the glitter being on this part. Okay, that's better. So I'm going to set up my UV lamps and get this base cured. Just going to set it like that. Take this other one and set it like this. Do that several times and let that get hardened, and we'll go to the next step. Now that the cup has dried, it is cured, and this is still just the first coat. I'm going to work on the stem. I'll be using this aluminum wire, and it's a lavender color, a purple. And so I want to form a spiral at the end. So I'll just take my round nose pliers and curve it in until I get the desired size of spiral that I want. Then you can use your hands once you get it started and just turn it around and line it up close to the line, to the wire in front of it. A little bit bigger. Maybe like that. So I'm going to stretch this out a little bit. I don't know how much I'm going to need, so I'm just working from the spool. Now what I'll do is place this spiral right in this area. So I'm just going to flatten it onto the bottom, and I'll be gluing that later. And then I'll take this wire and begin to wrap around the stem of the wine glass, keeping it close together. Don't know how far I'm going to go up. I'll see how it looks as I go. And I'm not going to go all the way up because I want to leave some of that purple color on the stem. And then what I'll do is cut some of this off. I want enough to form another spiral at the end. I'll get my wire cutters. Oh, maybe that much. And then I will spiral this section. Which way do I want to spiral? Do I want to go this way or that way? I think I want to go the opposite way. So I'll just bend this tip of the wire. Let me see if I can form it with my hand. I'm going to do this so you can see what I'm doing. So this one will lay down, and I want this one to lay up onto the stem. There we go. Like that. Reason today, I'm having the darndest time getting this camera angle correct so you can see it. So I'm going to bring it closer up so you can see what I've done with this aluminum wire. And I'll glue that later after I put the images on. I'll put it in this cup stand so that it is stationary. I used a vinyl, a permanent vinyl, and it's like an iridescent, lilac, silvery purple. And I want to make sure that I am lining this up straight. So I'll put her name on here first. Let me stand up. It kind of curves to the glass shape. Okay, and so she is a daughter ruler. So I've used the same vinyl to cut out daughter ruler. It's her status in the Elks Lodge Temple. Now let me center this to the best of my ability, I hope. The next thing they want is the name of the Elks Lodge, which is Anna G. Parker, Temple number 1283. So I've done that also, and it's in a lighter color, iridescent holographic vinyl. This part is Annie G. Parker. I'm going to set that down a little bit. I don't want to go down too far. And center it. I'm eyeballing. Not the best centering, but it'll work. Oh, that's pretty. Now I'll put Temple number 1283. Is that a good number, y'all? I don't know. I don't play lottery. Okay. pretty. I've also cut out these leaves. These, what do you call these? And this is in a glitter silver. Branches. So I'm going to put it on each side of the name. And how is this going to work? Oh boy. Well, it's touched, so I got to let it go. All right, I got that one down. Now the ideal is to line the other one up the same way as I did this one. So that's pretty. Okay. Let's see if we can manage to do that. I'm not going to go so close because I don't want it to touch down. I want to, let's see. So it's up a little bit right there. In a little bit right there. Oh boy. Gotta go for it. Ooh. That's so pretty. Okay, now I'm going to get another batch of resin ready, and I'm just going to I'm going to seal it with the UV resin. I'm going to seal the whole thing again with UV resin. I'm going to glue. See, I'm glad I didn't glue that down, so I can now actually center it. Glue this down, and then I'm going to coat the entire thing with UV resin, and hopefully I'll have sunlight and I can set it out to cure. And after that, I'll be putting on epoxy resin. This is super glue gel, and I'll just be using a drop, a little dot right here in the middle to hold this in place. And then I'll put a drop right here in the middle of this one. Just need a little bit. I just want to hold it because the resin is going to hold this in place, but we'll hold this down. I have the second coat of UV resin on this cup, and I've covered all the way down to make sure I covered the coil and all of the images that I have on here. After this cures, I will be using two-part epoxy resin and hopefully one coat, but it's possible that I may need two coats. So this concoction that you see here, I've had it for a couple months, and hindsight, I just put it together. And now I'm using it. It's a stand, so it gives you room for underneath, for different height projects that you're trying to cure with UV resin, and it's adjustable. It's called Sovol SOVOL 3D printer UV resin curing light. And it has 6 watts. And like I said, it has adjustable curing racks. Pretty neat. I should have put it together a long time ago, but no, I just got it together, and this is the first time that I'm trying it. So this should make the process much quicker, and like I said, for larger items that you're trying to cure with UV resin. I am an Amazon affiliate, and this is where I purchased this from. And so I will, if you're interested, I will have this linked in the description. And the price point was fair. Hello, welcome back, or welcome me back. It's another day. Uh, I've let 8 hours more than 8 hours go by. And what I did, and I didn't do it on camera, was add a coat of epoxy resin, Dr. Crafty's epoxy resin, to this cup. And I've taken it off of the foam, taking that all apart. And what I did, I just wanted to tell you what I did because I'm trying to make this video as short as possible. It's already long. So, and that was an 8-hour process. So I mixed, this is 2-part resin. So you do equal parts. And so I just did like 0.5 ounces of part A, and then 0.5 ounces of B. Mixed it in these little Dixie cups for like 3 to 5 minutes to get it distributed evenly. And then I just placed a thin coat onto this cup and let it turn for, about 4 to 6 hours, just to make sure that it was totally cured. And it is. So now I've taken it off of the noodle. This isn't a noodle, they call it a cup foam. It's the same difference. And it was rather tight. It was kind of hard to get off. So now I'm going to show you how I clean up the rim, because you have all this excess of resin on this rim. I use a torch, and this is an old blade that I use to heat up and get the resin off of the top of here, the dried resin. So I just heat that blade real good. It's red. And then I just, away from me, start to peel, shave this resin off. And the blade cools down really quickly, so you just keep heating the blade until you get all the way around the rim of the cup to get this dried resin off so that it can be smooth. Then there's just a thin layer that may be left, and then I just scrape so I get that pretty smooth. Sometimes you'll have epoxy on the inside as well, a little bit, and you'll have to scrape that out. And once I've done this, then I'll take the alcohol and a coffee filter, and I'll just wipe that rim down. And after I've done that, then I'll take a fine grit piece of sandpaper and just give it a little sanding to make it smoother out on this outside part. Then you'll use your alcohol and clean it again. And there you have it. Now it looks like I am going to have to do a little repair because I'm done with the glass. It turned out very nice. But if you can see right here, I've got a couple spots where that epoxy, the color lifted off. So I'll touch that up. Rather than rushing off, I'm going to show you the quick fix that I'm going to do for this cup. These little marks right here at the top. So I've taken some electrical tape because it stretches and it can form to the surface, like this curved surface. So I've taken some electrical tape and gone all the way around this glass. And what I'm going to do is use my permanent marker, this Posca pen. It's a metallic silver, and it is permanent once it's dried on this surface. So once it's dried, it won't wash off. And so I'm just going to trim this with the silver, and it will match, complement the glass. Okay. It's messy now. That's on the tape, but I'll let this dry and take the tape off. And I have, to make life easier, I have dog-eared this tape so that I can get a hold of it and peel it off. So I've given it a few minutes, 3 or so minutes to dry. And I'll just lift it by where I dog-eared and take this electrical tape off. And hopefully it hasn't bled underneath. If it has, there is a way to clean that up. So I'm just pulling down this way and peeling the tape off. Not too bad. So that helps cover up any little imperfections that you might have at the rim. So I wasn't done with this. I don't know why I was rushing through because this video was taking so long. What I do want to do is add just a couple rhinestones to this glass. And so I'm just going to sit it in my cup holder. And I have these flat back rhinestones. And they're crystal AB, and I got these. I purchased these off of Amazon. And they're 20 SS, the 5mm 20 SS crystal AB rhinestones, flatbacks. So I place some in this container, in this tray, and I have my picker tool. Thought I was recording and it wasn't, so let me just reiterate. This is the glue that I use, Liquid Fusion. Also purchased off Amazon, and all the links I'll put in the description if you are interested in anything. And what I do is place it in the precision bottle so that it's easy to, put your rhinestones on. And how I store this is I put a stick pin. I took the tip off, the precision tip. I don't like to use a precision tip. I pulled that off. I stick this stick pin in here, and then I cover it with a finger cap and store it upside down in a little cup. So what I've done that didn't show on camera was put a couple dots of the glue on each side of daughter ruler, and then right down here at the bottom. I'm not going to put a lot of rhinestones on here. I've placed one here and on each side. And then now what I'm going to do is place one on the aluminum coil right in the middle of each one of those. And then I'll just think and see if I want to place any more. I don't want to make it too gaudy. So you just put a little dot of your glue where you'd like the rhinestone. And you can just store this. It won't come out into your cup. Take your picker. Place it right on top of the glue. Press it down a little bit. One right there. Now, do I want any more on here? I'll think about it. If I put some more, I'll put some off camera. So now I think I am complete with this glass. Thank you again. I appreciate you. Give me a thumbs up. Now here's the finished glass, and I did decide to put some of the flatback rhinestones down at the bottom of the cup, of the glass. I think it turned out actually beautiful, and hopefully my customer will be satisfied.